Hey, what's up guys? This is Dr. X's new game preview. If you like it, subscribe to my channel or comment on my video below. I really appreciate your support. Today, I'm going to talk about Black Myth: Wukong. The game just released a new trailer packed with 12 minutes of gameplay. Fans have been waiting for half a year for this, and I've got to say it's worth it. In this video, I will try to explain things you might have missed, and also talk about the concept of the game itself. Here's the necessary background story. Black Myth: Wukong developers were previously working on an MMORPG called Asura Online for Tencent Games. We will mention this game a couple of times throughout this video. Asura Online was inspired by a classic Chinese novel, Journey to the West, and was seen as one of the most ambitious games in China 8 or 9 years ago. Of course, the Asura developers were so ambitious that they wanted to cause an earthquake in the Chinese gaming industry. Things didn't work out very well for many reasons. With Black Myth: Wukong, the developers finally got another chance to create a new adventure based on Journey to the West. This time, they are not working for Tencent or anyone but their own entity. The developers love Asura Online and a lot of concept they did in Asura, so to some extent you can consider Black Myth: Wukong a spiritual successor and an evolved product of Asura. That was some vital background information I needed to share with you before we got into the trailer footage. Now let's take a look at the new trailer. The largest surprise for gamers will be the upgrade from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. The developers are now able to make better graphics thanks to the new engine version and its capability to support unlimited polygons and textures. In simple words, this is better than going from 720p to 4K. I can't wait to get my hands on this game. Now, let's check out this new location. This cold winter location covered in thick snow is the small Thunderclap Monastery. In Journey to the West, this location is a big one in the story. According to the novel, the lord of the location is Yellowbrow's Great King. He uses tricks to create the entire monastery and disguise himself to look like Maitreya Buddha, trying to bring Wukong as well as his master Tripitaka into the trap. Wukong has golden eyes, he knows the monastery is fake, and he can see Yellowbrows is not a Buddha but a monster. In the game, Yellowbrows is the boss monster of this area. He is in a yellow robe and still in disguise of a Buddha. He yields to Wukong, "You shall kneel in front of Maitreya." The surroundings of Yellowbrows has successfully reflected the monastery in the novel, especially the large wooden structure that hosts many different chanting monks. It's quite amazing that the developers managed to recreate in the game so many details described in the novel. Here are some other details from the novel. Wukong transforms into a bat and he's flying over the area. He does the same thing in the novel. Also in the novel, in the same chapter, Wukong is trapped in golden symbols, one of Yellowbrow's artifacts. Towards the end of the trailer, there's a golden frisbee-like object in the mountain, and that is accurately the golden symbols. I find myself wondering how this thing will work in the game and if it will become part of the boss battle experience. According to the novel, it's the Golden Dragon of Neck who helps Wukong out from the golden symbols. I searched Golden Dragon of Neck in Chinese and found it's exactly the same statue Wukong came across in the trailer. Before I go into the combat system, I want to say something about the characters that really excites me. The narratives at the beginning of the trailer are actually being spoken by Yellowbrows. It looks like he's denouncing someone, and by talking about humanity along with great cause. He's talking about the 4 main heroes in the novel: Tripitaka, Wukong, Baji, and Wu Jing. He's taunting that they are so pathetic to believe their journey to the West is for a great cause. Yellowbrows himself is a villain, but he comes up with a self-justified philosophy that makes him sound like the good guy. If you look at his face, and I don't know if the developers meant to do this on purpose, he's basically Thanos. Here's the thing, you may not know, the narrative's not only meant to portray the character Yellowbrows, but also tells the developer's inner world. "Stand tall and make your own destiny" was the slogan of Asura Online. It was the years full of passion and ambitions put into Asura. In the trailer, the developers say, "You're so assured that destiny is always on your side." I think they are speaking in a sarcastic way, about the fearless and arrogant self of the past. In Asura Online, all gods and evils are either good guys or bad guys. It's simply a conflict between good and evil. But in Black Myth, at least in the trailer, the characters feel much more real and complex. Therefore, you can't simply tell a god is on the good side and a monster is evil. Speaking of monsters, there are a few changes compared with the last trailer and some old art. For instance, the dancing guy at around 1 minute, he has a huge meatball with lots of eyes on his back. But originally the meatball was carried by several people. Remember the bird with a human head? He's the earth deity with a completely new look. In Chinese mythology, some deities have birds' bodies and human heads. Although Earth Deity never appears in such form in the novel, it's interesting to see how many forms he has, since he's an important character in the game that will accompany Wukong during his adventure. He's a guide and a companion that will interact with players and also someone that will tell players many backstories. The four-legged monster is actually a Buddha in the small Thunderclap Monastery. He loses his right hand but has 4 legs. What has happened to him? Maybe we'll find out when the game releases. So the game has over 160 types of enemies, and we have only seen about 30 types. I think on one hand, they are inspired by the Souls series' amazing design, and on the other hand, they are very unique with details reflecting Chinese mythology. And now for the combat part. There are some major changes in the combat system. The UI has some twists. Transformation abilities move from the right side of the screen to the left. A gourd icon appears at the left of the health and stamina bar. Also, the gourd originally at Wukong's right waist is now moved to the left. The most important change is the 3 new combo point icons at the right side of the screen. This concept is from Asura Online, and each time Wukong makes a good dodge, he gets a combo point. The move that costs 3 combo points is the same ability Wukong has in Asura, so it looks like some flashy moves in Asura will return in Black Myth. Along with the combo points, there are 3 combat stances which have been shown in the previous trailer. 3 stances combine 3 combo points, which could mean 9 different moves. Check out this move at 4 minutes. The enemy is about to make a charge attack, and Wukong just switches stances, consuming 2 combo points to make a lunge attack. Another thing in the combat that gets my attention is the dodge ability that creates a shadow of Wukong and immediately grants 1 combo point. My guess is this ability guarantees a successful dodge and 1 combo point. This makes advanced action more accessible to less experienced gamers. For this ability, Wukong creates some sort of energy shield around him, knocking the boss back. This is actually an ability Wukong uses in the novel. When he has to go out looking for food for his master, Tripitaka, Wukong creates the same protecting shield around Tripitaka, and any monster that tries to get close will be knocked back. Wukong has at least 72 transformation abilities and countless of small tricks in the novel, but it's impossible to make every single ability playable. I believe the developer will show most of them through cutscenes to allow players to see what Wukong is capable of. Enemies, especially boss monsters, have some interesting abilities as well. The first boss shown in the trailer, an old monkey, is a very cunning one. When he's about to lose, he begs for life and suddenly makes another attack. It fits the nature of the monkey, and I'm glad the developers have considered this detail. In another boss battle with the Thunder Dragon, if you take a close look, a lightning effect appears at Wukong's health bar when he's hit by lightning. This means elemental buff and debuff will play a big part in the combat system. By the way, the snows in the trailer aren't just textures. They will melt and they physically change the combat when weapons and skills land on the ground. Take a look at the snow in The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, and it will show Black Myth's quality is already amazing. Black Myth has gotten a lot of hype and people keep comparing it to other AAA titles. For the developers, this could be a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, they are recognized by top developers and media. And the bad thing is, it means huge pressure. In their own words, it could eventually orchestrate their downfall. There are a couple of lines in the trailer I found very intriguing. All that talk about humanity and great cause, behind it is the same old vanity. You're full of obsessions, despite what you claim. In my opinion, these are more than just a message to Tripitaka or Wukong and his pals on their journey to the west, but this is also a message to the developers and their mission to create a good game. With so much hype and attention, the game and the developers are on the public's radar now. I believe internally they feel they are only halfway towards success. Perhaps it's not a coincidence that the developers show us the small Thunderclap Monastery gameplay. In the novel, the Thunderclap Monastery is the final destination of the journey. But the small Thunderclap Monastery is an elusive trap the monster creates in order to make Wukong and his crew believe that they have finally succeeded. For Game Science, a small studio suddenly known by gamers and media worldwide, they are using this trailer to tell people that they know they aren't finished and they still have many tasks to complete. If you are desperately waiting for the release, here's my speculation. We've seen some iconic locations and chapters in the novel such as Havoc in Heaven, the small Thunderclap Monastery, the Black Wind Mountain, and the Yellow Wind Ridge. The game has already displayed lots of content. However, that is just 1/3 of the entire novel. And the other classic chapters such as White Bone Demon, Women's Country, Lion Camel Ridge, and so on are yet to be seen in any trailer. There are many female demons in the novel, but we haven't seen any, so my guess is there is still a lot of content in development, and it's still too early to discuss a release date. There's a long road ahead, and that's why at the end of the trailer, the developer puts 7 big Chinese words. These words mean, after we conquered so many difficulties, it's time to set off for new challenges again. This has been all of the great things I have found from this amazing new trailer of Black Myth Wukong. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.